Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. I urge you to follow me on social media at Prime Real Estate Rick. Go to Facebook, Instagram, and follow me at Prime Real Estate Rick today. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in our lovely city of Houston, please visit our website at brooksandavis.com. As always, I want to introduce my co-host. Not only is he a multi-time author, serial entrepreneur, Texas real estate broker, the proud proprietor of Pure Hustle Clothing brand, known the world over as the Texas Real Estate King, holding it down with us on a Thursday, even though it's beautiful weather and he could be anywhere in the world. Mr. Larry W. Brooks, what's shaking, brother?
Hey, I cannot complain, Rick. I love them. You see, I was playing hype man on it just then when you were doing it. I was plugging it in the right way.
Hey, do the libs for me, brother. I need you on the libs, bro.
I love it, man. Listen, it's a great day in Houston, Texas, having an amazing week, and I can't complain at all, man. I'm excited. Excited about our guests, excited about some of the things that we've been having going on with the show. For those of you that haven't had an opportunity to join the Patreon, most definitely take the time to do it. We got some big things that are about to come that we're going to only release to the Patreon page in the beginning. So you want to most definitely get tied in, plugged in, and you want to most definitely subscribe to the YouTube page and share the content that we're putting out there. Because today, I guarantee you, the stuff that our guest is going to present to you, you have not heard of unless you're already in this field of work, which I doubt.
Hey, look, man, you know, anytime it's too sunny outside on a Thursday, I start getting those text messages like, man, Larry gonna be there, man. You need a co-host. So I want to thank you.
Yeah.
With it being a beautiful Thursday in the city, man.
No doubt.
What's been going on with you this week, man? Just let everybody know, man, what we doing, because it's like this is the time of the year where it's great to live in the city of Houston.
Yeah, man. You know, honestly enough, we've been having some good weather, but just staying focused right now, because in the real estate market and real estate industry is really about gathering new agents and teaching them the business and having them go out and grow right now. So that's one of the biggest things that I've been performing with the platform lately.
I want to give you big props on the show because today you outdid yourself.
What'd I do?
Because today's guest is long overdue.
Yes.
I wish we could have had this gentleman on months ago because I know I get so many calls from people about how can they invest in real estate passively without necessarily having to get involved as far as rehabbing and fixing and flipping and stuff like that. So, Larry, today, this gentleman that you decide to actually invite out and we was able to get in today, if you listen, take in the game that he's going to give, man, it could be something that can be a part of your investment portfolio now and in the future, man. So I want to thank you so much because, look, people are going to be sick. They're going to be like, Rick, where was this dude at 6 months ago?
No doubt, man. And,
for real.
And one of the sweetest things about him, not only does he has an amazing history that goes with him, but you know, he's a part of my Leadership Houston class, which was class 36. Best class ever. So, you know, hey, what can I say, man? I guess it's all about timing. And I think right now is the ideal time that we have him on because, like you said, that passive investing thing is going to be big. It's big.
Hey, look, man, without any further ado, I want to introduce to our guest. This fine gentleman is not only a marketing expert, he's a corporate speaker, but most importantly, he's the chief marketing officer with Spear Minerals, LLC. I want to thank him for being on the show, Mr. Robert Boudwin. How you doing?
Hey, I'm great, guys. Thanks for having me on. It's amazing that that's not even a clap track, that you have that many people here live in the audience. You know, my background performing as the Rockets mascot for 21 years, I was used to 18,000, but it's amazing that you brought 2,000 out for us today live.
Hey, man,
thank you. It was all because of you. Once they seen the flyer, saw you was a part of this thing, man, it was like, we need to be in the building.
Yeah, so, I didn't even know you could fit this many people into a studio.
Now, see, Robert, I want to appreciate you for being so candid and transparent with our audience because, see, I wasn't going to talk about the fact that we had a Hall of Famer, a member of the Mascot Hall of Fame, formerly Clutch the Bear of the Houston Rockets in the building. Now, really quick.
Yes, sir.
Give me the top 3 questions you get when people find out that you are at one time Clutch the Bear.
Top 3 questions. Top 3. Is it hard not to talk? Is it hot in there? And can I have some free tickets?
Hey, there we go. I knew number 3 was coming.
There's a bunch of others, man.
Now, not only are you the CMO at Spear Minerals, but I think you are also Lord of the Internet because you found a way to scrub from the online archive the video of Clutch the Bear and Jack Nicholson. Now,
Oh, wow.
in my research and due diligence, researching your career, you've told that story, and I have feverishly tried to find this film.
You can find it, actually.
Seriously.
You can't find the whole skit raw because this happened back at the Summit. Now we're dating ourselves.
Yeah.
And we're talking about pre-Compact Center, Toyota Center,
Right.
the Summit. But it's actually at robertboudwin.com, and there is about a 3-second clip of when Jack Nicholson infamously let's just say, did his best Elvis Presley impersonation while I was fake sitting on his lap. And the joke was on me because everybody laughed. I was like, why is everyone laughing? Because when I sit on somebody's lap, I didn't sit on their lap. I kind of squatted and hovered above it, but he wrapped his arm around me, smiled at our owner, and gave me a couple pelvic thrusts, and everybody laughed. And I was like, hey, this is funny. Not funny.
I urge everyone in our audience to go to robertboudwin.com to check out this clip because the czar of the internet has scrubbed it from YouTube and has it only on his branded website.
There you go.
So congratulations,
All
Rob.
right.
Man. I want to thank you so much because I know how busy Thursdays can be, especially in the corporate world.
Yes, sir.
But
I
for our
appreciate you having me on.
audience, man, could you talk a little bit about Spear Minerals?
Yes.
What it is that you all do and how you are absolutely changing real estate investment for the people in this area.
Well, Rick, you and I were getting a visit right before we went live, and Larry and I know each other from leadership Houston class 36. Best class ever. The key word that you said is passive, and I didn't even have to bring it up. And explaining that to people, basically what we are selling is real property. People don't get it in the kind of in the beginning, and they think, you're in the oil and gas business. I am in the oil and gas business, but the business that I'm in first is about wealth diversification. It's about generational wealth, creating it, preserving it, and diversifying your retirement portfolio away from just Wall Street. And Wall Street is just stocks and bonds, companies. Yeah. And when we go through a pandemic or other downturns, companies, poof, go away, that money's gone. Right. And you go into the negative. This is real property. You don't go into the negative. Our worst return annualized during COVID was a 2% annualized return. That is when everybody was staying inside, shuttering down, not flying, not driving, not going anywhere. Our mineral right owners still made money. Right. They didn't make as much as usual. They got a 2% annualized return, but they got a check that month and made money. Wow. So where, investors that were all leveraged in the market lost money and lost, 30, 40% of their portfolio, our people have real property. Now, what does real property mean? It is 1031 exchange, available and eligible. So this is subsurface property. Sometimes we get asked, can I go out and hunt on the property? No. We don't own the surface of the property, right, exactly. But we very much own the subsurface of the property. Now, mineral rights are sold at several different depths. Everything that we own at Spear Minerals is owned to the core of the earth. Wow. That means whether we're drilling, and I'm going to use a couple industry terms here, but at the Buddha or the Austin Chalk or our big play right now and where all the wells are is at the shale level. We own all of that to the core of the earth. So it's not like, okay, you own XYZ acres, but you only own this depth. We own everything. And they're cherry-picked, meaning we didn't just go out and buy, 18,000 adjacent acres. Our owner, Jason Lane, who's been in the business 23 years, very well respected, and his second-generation oil and gas, Scott Bernstein, our CFO, they know what they're doing. This is all that they've done. Yeah. And they go out and they cherry-pick really good pieces of property so that they put together a portfolio where we have a fractional interest in 18,000 acres, and then we parcel that off into units and sell it to individual investors. It's not something where there's a stock exchange and you can just go buy this. Right. You have to find people willing to sell it. Right. And that's what we do at Spear Minerals, spearminerals.com.
Absolutely.
You can contact me direct. I'm not one of these people that hides their personal cell phone and turns work off. I'm a little bit of a workaholic. It's a better habit to have than anything. So it's 832-541-3865. The other great thing is there's a 15% depletion allowance. So let's just use round numbers and say you buy property from me and you make $10,000 in a year. The federal government only taxes you on $8,500 of that. So $1,500 of is yours to keep. Now, that's not depreciation allowance, which or depreciation, because depreciation has a floor. You say you depreciate your building that's $1 million over 10 years to zero. Forget salvage value for simplicity of this conversation. Well, then it's worth zero. You go to sell it, you have to pay all the capital gains on that.
Correct.
Depletion allowance is for perpetuity, and it is forever. That's what perpetuity means. Every year you get 15% off the top, you don't pay taxes. So there's a tax advantage of this. There's the diversification of this. This is not a super sexy buy. You're not going to double or quadruple your investment in 1 year. This is not a drilling deal. A lot of people have been burned with drilling deals. That's where they invest in, stuff. They put together a bunch of people. They drill an $8 million well, and it's a dry hole in the ground.
Man. Wow. Yeah.
This is mineral rights ownership. You own the property, and the great thing is it's not like there's zero wells out there. We already have 170 active wells shooting oil out of the ground as we speak on this program that you as the mineral right owner get a piece of. On average, about 20%. Each mineral right thing is a little bit different, but about 20% of it comes directly to you. No cost, no expenses, no liability. So when we talk passive, if you buy mineral rights, you're just getting a check, and it cash flows monthly. So you get a check every single month. It comes straight to you. There is no handyman to deal with. There are no carpets to change out in between renters. There is no vacancy.
Nobody's stealing materials.
All the land is leased up. So this is not like we're hoping for the big oil companies to come out and lease up. We've got 3 big oil companies, and then we've got that are actively drilling, and we've got another 8 operators. And hey, the proof's in the pudding. Absolutely. I put my own money into it. A lot of people don't have liquid cash. Our unit price is $120,000. Our owners used to or is willing to sell half units at $60,000 for people that might not have 120 liquid or might want to test it first and see what it is. I bought it out of my IRA. And I just moved it over without tax consequence to a self-directed IRA, much like picking a fund that you're in. And I did that back. I closed on January 1st, and I'm extremely happy with my returns. This is not a quick thing. This is not something that you do to buy and then 3 months later flip. This is something I feel. I have 2 sets of twins because God cursed me. Bless me. God bless me. God bless me. I feel very good in that this cash flows monthly now, but this is going to be cash flowing for decades. And well after I'm gone, my kids' are going to be earning money off of this. And there's security in that.
That's what's up.
And I have to ask this, Robert, because there are going to be people in our audience that are educated real estate professionals.
Yes, sir.
And this is going to be the first time that they've heard of being able to invest in mineral rights. So from your standpoint, why is this so underreported in popular media? Is there a reason why this hasn't been talked about? Is this information being hidden? What is it from your point of view you think why the marketing and promotion of this is so needed?
First of all, there's not just an open market like Wall Street, right? It's not as easy to buy and sell like stocks and bonds are. You can't just jump on a Ameritrade or a Robinhood or whatever and buy this. It is buying property, much like buying commercial real estate or residential. So you have to buy it. People hold on to their minerals. They're valuable.
Exactly.
A lot of this stuff was developed and first, drilled in the 1800s. We're talking about stuff. This is all run by the Railroad Commission. That tells you something right there, that this was kind of divvied up and figured out back in the 1800s. People hold on to them, not just for generations, but more, multiple generations. So they tend not to sell them. And then, you got to buy good stuff. You can't just go out there and say, give me a whole bunch of stuff. You have to have a professional. And that's where our landman, our owner, our CEO, Jason Lane, has been doing this. And he can go out there. We have our geophysicists. We have our geologists. We have our petroleum engineers that evaluate these pieces of property, these individual parcels of property that all add up to a portfolio and can project whether they're going to be profitable. Now, at this point in the game, it's not like you're buying something that you're speculating. This is not speculative in that you're hoping there's oil down there.
Yeah.
It's called PDPs, proven developed producing wells, 170. Now we have another 250, room for another 250 new wells that are called PUDs, proven undeveloped. Now, when our owner went out there and bought all this, it was not proven up. Since then, and there were 0 wells. Since then, now, years later, he got this back in 2014, 7 years later, we've got 170 wells, and there's room for another 250. Wow. So you're not investing in one well. You're being paid, again, no expenses, no liability. You're being paid based off of 2 things. The volume that comes out of the ground. That's all monitored by the state and the state controller, so there's no way for anybody to fudge or anything there. Right. And the spot price of oil that day that oil's pulled out of the ground. So when oil goes up, you win. And oil's been going up, right? I mean, when I got involved, oil was at $37 a barrel back in August of 2020. We returned to our investors an annualized 8% that month. Wow. When oil was $37. Yeah. Well, oil tipped out at $68 a few weeks ago. Okay. It's dipped back down as it does. Most people, and this is where I don't speculate as much, but because I'm in the oil business, don't take it from me. I'm biased. But read up. I can send you links from J.P. Morgan that says oil's going to 190 by 2025. Wow. There's a Barron's article saying that oil's going to within 100 within the next year. Now, is that going to hurt the 3 of us at the pump? Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's how it usually works.
If you invest in this, you're going to win. Our product is expected and kind of priced so that it returns between 10 and 20% under normal circumstances, and that's for the long run. And again, lowest was 2% during COVID. In August, oil was 37, and we returned 8%. Wow. That kind of annualized. Yeah. That should tell you, kind of everything that you need to know. It's a safer bet. It is a long-term bet, and it's a way to diversify your retirement instead of just having all of that IRA, all of that 401k in stocks and bonds. But it's real property. So it's also 1031, exchangeable.
No, absolutely, because this is something that I want everyone in our audience to do their research on, reach out to you and look up, because this is something that I think can definitely add to everyone's investment portfolio in a positive way.
And how would somebody do that, Rick? Thank you for asking. They would call my personal cell at 832-541-3865. They would visit my personal website, RobertBoudwin.com, BOUDWIN, or just come to SpearMinerals.com. That's how they would do that.
No, and this is the thing.
Shameless self-promoter.
No, because it seems as if you've cornered the market on energy and enthusiasm. And when we come back from our break, I want to talk to you a little bit about what inspires you and what motivates you.
I would love to talk about organ donation.
Absolutely.
No doubt about it.
Saved my dad's life in 2012, and he's still with us 9 years later to get to enjoy both sets of his twin grandchildren.
Oh, wow. Please say that story, because I want to get into that.
You got it.
Please stick with us, because we're going to take a break to hear from our sponsors, but we'll be right back to the Prime Real Estate Network.
I'm serial entrepreneur Larry W. Brooks, and I'd like to personally invite you to take a closer look at the Pure Hustle clothing brand, along with several books that I've authored to take entrepreneurs, small business owners to the next level of their business. So please take a look at shoplwb.com. How do you survive?